about me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So the audio is not the best on this because right now I'm recording, screen recording, so I'm going to be doing everything at once. But I'm going to be doing a tutorial on my art that I make. So I'm using an Apple Pen to make my life easier. So I know I have 3 apps here in my drawing section, but I use Sketchbook to draw most of the time. You can see all my art that I've done. Yeah, in the gallery. But you click this plus button down in the bottom, and new from image, import photo, and then you select your photo that you want to use. So let's just find a picture. So I'm going to use this picture, so you just tap on the picture and click create. And you want to make a new layer to draw. You want to have the paintbrush tool, what I use, and then make sure the colour is black. You can set it to whatever size you think fits best for the outline. So I'm just going to do that. The size thing is a little bit fidgety, so I reckon this is a good size for my picture. I'm using 5.7, but pretty much the first step is to just outline your shape. So I'm going to speed this up for you guys because it takes a little while and it's a bit annoying. Just remember that, because I'm just going to slow this down. But remember, because since this is art, the lines don't have to be perfect, so don't fret about perfect lines. Just try and get them as much on. But just continue tracing your outline. And if you're using an Apple Pen, sometimes when you're trying to zoom out, you'll accidentally draw lines, but you can just click the undo button. It's pretty easy. I do that a lot of the time. I draw lines that I don't want to, but you just click the undo button, so it's easy enough. Saying if you want the best result out of your art, I would recommend using an Apple Pen if you have one, because it'll give you the best result out of your art. But if you don't have an Apple Pen, don't buy one unless you actually want to get one. So yeah. Obviously you could use IBS Paint for this, but I'm just used to using Sketchbook. So I draw with, I only downloaded IBS Paint to play with. I don't actually draw with it, so yeah. So once you've finished your outline, you can turn off the bottom layer, and it should look something like this, maybe. You can turn that back on, and what you're going to do is you're going to start tracing out the details, like the tail, markings, hooves, etc. Just like so. And this part's pretty easy because this is just drawing lines. So normally I start with like the mane and tail details. But here I'm tracing out the ear, because there's 2 different colours there. There's a white and a brown one. Or chestnut, whatever you want to call it. Now remember, the mane doesn't have to be like exact. I'm just tracing it out pretty exact on here because this is a game horse, so it makes it a lot easier than a real horse. But if you're using a real horse, I'm just going to show you pretty much what I do. So I just go, so I trace down the mane, I just go zig 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 zig, so it looks like a mane of some sort. That's pretty much just what I do. But I'll speed this part up again because it's going to take a while. will start to come along something like this. If you want to, you can trace out where this goes like that. And you can turn it off to see if you actually like it like that. Which I don't, so I'm going to not do that. But yeah, that's just like you can do if you'd like, but that's just getting into more detail. I sort of stick with more basic stuff. But here you can see it's white and the chestnut colour, so I'm going to block that off so that they don't mix. Make sure to close up any little gaps because they can spew out colour. And suppose that you don't want it. Now you have to mark out the face marking. And the eye, you can just colour that in black because we can do something good with that later. So now that you've marked out everything, you can turn it off. And it'll look something like that, depending on what pattern and stuff you have. Now let's pass the easiest part. So you click on this little sort of rainbow colour button, and then the circle button up here. And you click on the eyedropper. Just grab your colour, then you click the bucket up here. Just tap where you need that colour. Just like so. Oopsie daisies, and don't tap on the line. And now I'm going to do the hoofs. And now for the body markings, since they're white, just going to move that up to the white colour. Now I noticed something here that I did not need to mark off these two spots. I'm going to grab the eraser. I'm just going to rub that little part out. Doesn't matter about the colours. Just click back onto the bucket so and it'll fix itself up. And just oopsie daisies. And just keep going in everywhere you need the white. And now with the eye, you're going to keep the white colour. And you're going to have this black solid eye. You're going to go into pen, and that's going to be too thick for this, so you want a decently thin pen. And then you're just going to draw a little line, just like so. And that's just how I do my eyes. But I have just noticed here that it looks a little bit weird without the nostril being there. So what you do is you just go to black. You just colour in the nostril. You can thicken it up, and if you want you can mark out the mouth, and then you can just go back. Don't ask me why I did that, because I'm just weird and I forget stuff. Whoopsies. Nose looks a little bit funny right now. But I'll fix that up. He's like, oh. Whoopsies. Okay, and then you just go on your ear, if you need to, like that. Then you do the little line. And I'm just going to touch up around this nostril, so it doesn't look as awkward. Doesn't look very circular, but I mean it's okay. And then now this is the fun part. You get to pick any colour you want. So you take this bigger one and go to any colour you want. So for this I'm going to use green. And you can drag this to get a darker or a lighter green. I'm going to go for a nice pastel green. And just take the filter and fill in the background and any little gaps. And then you are all finished. If you want to save it, you click this little weird button up there. You can just take a screenshot, crop it out. You don't have to do it perfectly, just as long as it keeps the whole image in there. Do it however you want, and I'm going to actually save that because that turned out really nice. But yeah, that's how I make my apps. Bye!